Hi Capricorn. Welcome to the space. If you were Capricorn Sun, I do hope that you had a nice birthday. If it's your birthday now, happy birthday. Thank you for being a part of the space. Welcome. Okay, so I chose this deck that I actually find really, it's super pretty to me. It's the Ancient Italian Tarot. The drawings are ornate and very classy. So let's see here. I came up with a new spread for you. So what's been going on is the Regina Denari, which is you. It's the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you're feeling pretty good about where you're at. You're not allowing whatever it is that is a quote-unquote challenge, even if you know there's a little something that may be a part of your life that's not, I heard, as perfect as you want it to be. It is, you're not letting it bother you so much. Again, I like that. I feel like you feel solid about January, like whatever you accomplished in January, I feel like you should feel accomplished in yourself. If for some reason you didn't do what you needed to do, although I feel like you did, but if for some reason you didn't do what you needed to do, then I guess this would make you question a little bit, but I don't see that. I would say 80%, you know, of you here, I heard have it in order, like you got it right. You got it right. Okay, Capricorn, you got it right. Love it. I like that we're smiling so much. That's really good for your energy, Capricorn. You have a lot of majors also. Really positive ones. One that is very magical, one that is very future focused, another one that is very future focused. One is more future present, the other one is purely future, and then the magical one is what is happening in the moment. And actually, the way that you're dealing with your challenges in February will be indicative to how things move forward as you go along. I almost feel like this card is like a magic ticket. It's like you're like, oh, I got my ticket, and then and I open to the Two of Cups. Do you have some expectations about some relationships? For some of you, this could have to do with your siblings. But I heard, what's your relationship status? Ten of Swords. Well, I heard there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Right? Yeah, Ten of Swords, and then here's your ticket again. Is that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where they want the golden ticket? Right? But you gotta get, he had to get the candy, but you had to go and just get candy bars. You had to go and you had to work really hard to gain something so that you could give that away, so that you could potentially gain something, but there's going to be gain and loss. And I feel like this is like a 10-year cycle. There's things happening in here. Didn't we talk about this last month? The 7-year blocks, right? 7-year cycles. But the point is I feel like you get the golden ticket. Somebody does. The golden ticket. And it's sweet too, right? In that film, It has to do with chocolate, which is a sweet thing. Excuse me. All right, let's keep moving along here. I feel like you don't really have any challenges this month, honestly. Unless, again, there's something that you're not attending to. But I feel like, well, I guess it depends where you have Capricorn. There could be something you really need to attend to that you're just like, I don't feel like it. But I feel like overall, this is emphasizing that it is good to feel solid about where you're at. And that whatever, again, you may come up against, you can handle it. No, I heard no big deal, no problem. And I really don't feel like you have. I guess if you do feel challenged at all, it would be more of an emotional space. It's not actually like what's happening externally, right? So what's the next section? Okay, just a minute. Put these ones. Well, I guess for some of you, you might move forward with something, but I feel like you want to make sure that you feel really safe and loved and protected in yourself before you try to step forward. Because if these places are not at least at the point I heard of congealing, right? For instance, when you pour concrete, you have to make a form, right? And then you put what you want in there, which is a liquid form, and then eventually that becomes solid. But there's a time and a place eventually where, again, it's congealed enough, it's solidified enough that you can take the forms off. Now there is still like a curing process, like deep on the inside, right? But the outside is solid. And I feel like we talked about this last month too. I guess it's a double Saturn time. But we talked about the wound is healed, right? The dirty Band-Aid. The wound or whatever it is healed, I guess, on the outside, but there's still a little bit on the very inside, but you don't need this as much protection. And I think this month you're starting, that's becoming more solidified emotionally and spiritually, whatever that means, right? I heard to every pain there is a pleasure. Okay. So what can be of assistance to you now is your moon sign. I also see Cancer in your chart. I see Aquarius, Capricorn. Sagittarius is a little bit of your challenge. Golden ticket again. For some of you, this could have to do with home. Maybe it has to do with, yeah, it could have to be of assistance is the Chariot. I want one extra card on that. It's looking over at the stars. So where do you want to go? And then we have the Scorpio. So Cancer, Aquarius, and Scorpio are all like triangulating. And they're all triangulating. I see, don't make any decisions out of fear. Maybe some of you are trying to settle down too. Like you don't want to... I feel like most Capricorn energy is pretty grounded anyway, but there's something about where what is of assistance to you is to move forward, but it's almost like you move forward and then you don't move anymore. Like you go to this new place and then Or living out your days. So I guess that's the thing. Would you, like, wherever you live, do you want to live there for the rest of your life? Where would you like to live out the rest of your life? Like, where is that geographically? You know, and if you don't know specifically, maybe what do you like what do you like for environment? But you could even break this down to the smallest common denominator, the justice, Libra now, where it's just kind of like, what do you like? Right? What do you like? What feels really good? And I heard what doesn't scare you. Yeah, Tower. What doesn't? Is that why Capricorn's always prepared? Is because they're always a little bit scared? Is scared a part of the word prepared because it's almost spelled the same? It has almost all the same letters? Well, I guess scared is a separate thing from prepared. And I see there's nothing wrong with preparing so that when you arrive wherever you are prepared for what you need to do, so that there's no way that scared can come creeping in to make you think that you, I heard, can't succeed. But there is a lot of hard work done. Maybe a part of what's been going on is you might have, remember that reading, we talked about this for the last 6 months or so, the reading Worthy, right? That other reading where you leveled up and then you went into the Serpentine, right? And a lot of this path has to do with, you know, how you feel about yourself and how much you have grown. And what a blessing that is, right? I see this is a Scorpio lesson for you. Could be your Pluto in your chart too, showing your fear some, like maybe you're working through that a bit. Pluto and the moon. Maybe some of you have Scorpio moon. This could also just be like deep hidden feelings, right? But that's another story. Capricorn. What's the next one? What do you need to do? You need to do Aquarius. You need to do that. If you know where that is in your chart, whatever house that is, it's like that needs the focus. In a wider context, how do I see this? I feel like I just made a fart sniffer face. And I was looking at these emotional cups. I was like, nah. Well, death, like the star card, actually have a lot in common. Right? They're both nude. One has flesh. One does not. They're both very much living. They're both Saturn. Did I just say that? Interesting. I guess we'll take it. Point is that death card, Scorpio card, we have to let go of, we have to change something, let go of something old to have something new. But star card, same difference. You have to let go of something. This is almost like Scorpio's like something physical, something spiritual has to shift. Star card is something, a mindset and an emotional space needs to shift, which enhances the spiritual path, which affects your physical path and where it is that you are going. Okay? Interesting. Oh, Uranus, this is Uranus too, right? Going through Taurus. So you're meant to start moving forward. Yes. Right, because you've been building a lot. I feel, again, I feel like most of you are solid. I feel like most of you are fine with your money. I feel like, again, your challenges are being addressed. You really don't have any of them. And I feel like you have this magical capacity, at least in this time, to understand what's going on because of some, I don't know, it's like an old relationship has been organized, or is being organized emotionally and mentally. And so this, I guess, is what you need to do. Now, the star is also asking you, what do you know about, well, I heard, what do you know about love? What do you want now in your relationship, or whatever, wherever you're here? Like, what do you want now about it? Because I see it's not only a good time to wish for it, Regina de Spade, the Queen of Swords. It's not only the fact that you can wish about it now, and I heard that twinkle twinkle little star, right? But it's also a great time to make a plan for the future that I see isn't really defined by the past. Huh. Okay. I also see Mars and the Moon. But I don't feel angry. Maybe this is showing me something about like a fire at nighttime, right? It's colder in the moon's shade is colder than the moon's light, right? Or is that how it goes? The moon's light is colder than its shade. There's something about that. Feel free to look it up. It's trippy. I see. What do you want to do now? What do you want to do now? And I see, how do you feel in your heart? Judgment. Lots of majors. I feel like you are on the right path. It's like even the majors are going in order to a certain extent. How you solve, there's another triangulation, is how you solve something so that you don't, how do I see this? Well, you're trying to do something, but I almost feel like there's a piece of you, again, that doesn't feel like they can do it, even though you've already done it. And I heard, again, there may be certain things that you need to do, but you can do it. And the triangulation has to do with Sagittarius, Cancer, and then you triangulate Libra to that, whatever that is. And it makes some shape. But Libra is the one that actually balances out Sagittarius and Cancer. Okay. Very zodiacal. Hermit too. Wow. How many do you have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. That goes back to the Chariot. Well, I guess, how do you feel about where you're going? I feel like you feel confident. If you don't now, then you will in the future. I see by your opposite birthday, Cancer time, golden, 10 of Cups, golden. I guess some of you could also travel for work. Maybe some of you move your family. Move towards your family, move away from your family. I don't know. Maybe you're moving towards creating your own. I heard your own new thing. Whatever that means. I heard not inhibited by the feelings or fears. The feeling of fear from the past. Do you have any regrets, Capricorn? That maybe you wouldn't admit to anyone? Or even if you would, but I don't feel like you would. Do you have any regrets? Feel like we yelled that? Maybe you need to say sorry to yourself. Maybe you need to say sorry to someone else. I see, if you're wondering which way something is going to go, in ways of, if you're wondering the way something is going to go, particularly in ways of love, I feel like you want to backtrack, like, into some, like, did you learn the lessons from your ex? Do you still talk about your ex? Are you still mad at your ex? Do you still want to have sex with your ex? Like, are you attracted to them in that way? Is that story, like, separate yet or not? For some of you, this could be anyone that you've loved, but I feel like the ex here is important. Most people have them. Yeah, most people have had multiple, partners, dated people, etc. At least 1, 2, 3 of them, right? And who was the first one? Who are the first 3, Capricorn? Who are your first 3? Yeah, some of you go up first 10, but first, and I feel like the first couple few, but the first one. Well, since that's the first time you ever really tried, and obviously you're here, and I would presume, practically speaking, the majority of you are not with that person in that way. So in some way or another, that may have triggered some sort of fear in your heart. But I see I just saw someone sweeping. It's like you can just get that out of the way. It's not a big deal. I see it's there. You can feel it on your feet. You know what I mean? It's like you're walking with your feet on the bare floor. You can feel it when there's a bunch of stuff on the floor. But instead of just brushing your feet off, I saw someone go get a little, like, little dustpan and a little broom, and just swept it up and tossed it. Tossed it. Good. Okay. Huh. I want to try to find your animal. I haven't done that in a long time. Just a second. Let me see if I could do it. Capricorn. I saw talons. They're black. Oh, it's turkey vulture. It's roosting in the tree. You were like climbing the tree. And it's almost as if you couldn't, at first you were just, your goal was to climb the tree. And then it's almost as if you went to grab the next branch, but right before you did, you looked up and you saw these talons. And you're kind of like, whoa, paused for a second. And you didn't really know what it was at first. I see that whatever it is, there's something you don't quite see it at first, and then all of a sudden it's like you got to pull it back a little bit, and then you can see the whole picture, and you realize, okay, this is something that is not going to hurt me. I do see it as important to pull back and look at it from a wider perspective before you just grab onto that, right? That could be some sort of, well, I heard something that can hurt you, so be aware, right? Plus, for whatever reason, you're out of your element climbing a tree, right? Because you can't fly. So why are you in the tree in the first place? Well, I guess you're trying to gain that different perspective, right? Higher perspective, okay. When's the last time you climbed a tree? Huh. Yeah. La Papessa, the high priest. I guess we'll close on that. Thank you, Capricorn. Man, the readings, and this is so perfect. I started with the moon, we closed with the moon. Yes, yes, perfect. Thank you for being here, Capricorn. Any of you who are still here. Grazie, 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 grazie. Thank you so very much. I do hope you had a wonderful birthday. Wonderful new year, right? I was just thinking about Mars energy. It's still Saturn time, but this is your energy, so don't feel like it's off for you. So just keep at it, right? Because the things we do in January and February are going to make a big difference to how stable we feel throughout the whole year. You know? So, and I know you're such a hard worker. So take this time, I guess, to make a few, I heard conscious decisions on, again, what do you like? I heard, where do you want to live? Is home comfortable? What about your, again, what is your relationship status? What is that? What are your relationship stati? You know, because you obviously have lots of them. Yeah. Your support here is so beautiful. Thank you so very much. Over on Patreon too. Such a blessing. So, such a blessing. Thank you. Your effort really does matter. You know, it makes an enormous, indescribable difference. I know sometimes it doesn't, you know, a lot of this internal place, you can't see it. So sometimes it's hard to make an equation to how much that really is, like how much that really weighs, or like what volume that is, but it makes a big difference, and I'm very grateful for all of you, and you know, looking forward to this beautiful year. So let's hope and pray and put some good energy into people feeling safe and loved and protected, right? Stable, independent, secure in themselves, right? Efficient. This is important. And then, of course, connecting, right? Cancerian energy, the other side of you, like, not just your family being your you know, like, that's but like your neighbors as your family, you know. It's a good thing to connect. This is what makes people feel stronger, right? You don't want to be enemies with your neighbor. You want to be friends with your neighbor, right? You're supposed to treat your neighbor how you want to be treated, right? All right. Please take care. I'll talk to you next time.